some things that I think are common, I think would be good for people to hear are, like I was saying, heavy brow.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one brow is a little higher than the other one. They like to call that the Spock,
Yes.
Spock brow, which I had a friend that had talks done and one eyebrow was super high and she had to go get her driver's license. And literally to this day, I occasionally, I don't know what will bring it up, but it'll make me think of it because she showed me her license and one eyebrow is seriously high. And she didn't think to go correct it and had to get her driver's license taken.
It's such an easy fix too. That's such an easy fix. When you have a high brow, we just add a little more tox to that side.
And it's something that's common. It's not like your
really
injector's bad because of it. It's not this or that. You just, it's something it can happen. So I think this is a good way to talk about that. So high brow,
heavy brow.
Heavy brow. What are some other things you can think of?
Sometimes, there's technique into what we do. There's different ways that we get certain results. So we have to stay a certain length away from your eyebrow so that we don't drop your eyebrow. And in turn, that sometimes creates that Spock brow because we're not going low enough. So that's an easy fix to do.
So next time you would go lower?
We would go lower. But I don't want to do that at first. I go as low as I feel comfortable. We see how that goes. If I can go lower because you have that Spock brow, then we go a little bit lower. And it usually does the trick. A lot of times, if we don't go high enough on the forehead, you start getting wrinkles at the very top.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even realize you could have wrinkles there. So we just go higher and inject tox up there.
Do you ever have to go into the scalp a little bit?
Sometimes, yeah. I do have patients that I have to go into the hairline because they just have such a strong and very large frontalis muscle in this forehead area. So yeah, you have to address all of the muscle, just like around the eyes. The muscle goes all the way around your eye. So over time, you can start getting wrinkles under the eye because that part of the muscle is becoming more dominant. This part of the muscle is turned off. So this starts working a little bit harder.
That's actually another good one. People will say, you know what, I never had this before, but now I'm getting lines down here that I noticed. And that would be why then.
Yes,
because I've heard that one too. Haven't you?
Yeah. So a technique that I do is do under eye tox. So I dilute it down. There's a special technique to it. A lot of injectors are nervous to do that because you can drop your eye and you can have that droopy eye. If it's too strong, if it's injected too deep, that kind of thing. So it is a risk. I mean, like all tox, there's a risk that it gets into a muscle that we don't intend to inject. We don't even inject. Sometimes it creeps into other muscles. So that's always a risk. But going to an injector long term so that they know your muscles, they know your anatomy, that's going to decrease that risk. And then trying things new, see if you like it. I do it a lot. I do it on myself. So I really enjoy that under eye tox. It just opens up your eye a little bit more and it looks really good. And
so then it would help with those little creases underneath the eye that you can get.
Yeah.
Another thing I would think of would be your bruising. That is common and that can happen. Again, it has nothing to do with the injector.
Right.
That can be a common thing, especially for people that tend to have a lot more vascular areas.
So bruising typically happens around the eyes. I try my hardest not to bruise you. Of course, I don't want you to leave my chair looking all bruised. So I do try my best to, take my time, use the lighting, make sure that I'm going around your vessels if I can see them. Sometimes we can't see them. Sometimes I don't know that I hit something until I take the needle out and you start bleeding and bruising already. And so it is a risk. I try my hardest not to. If you are really concerned about bruising, you have an event that you're going to, you just can't be bruised. We do have a machine at Mountain West Medical where it's a vein finder. So we can take a look and see where your vessels are and try and stay around them. Is it foolproof? No, but it definitely will help. So definitely bring that up to your injector. If you're really worried about bruising, we can take our time and just kind of avoid those.
What are some things that people can do prior to coming in that would help with that?
So preventing bruising, we would want you to stay away from aspirin, ibuprofen, coffee, alcohol. If you don't
The day
care,
of or the day before? Or?
I would say a couple days before and a couple days after. If you don't care about bruising,
Drink it up.
have a shot for me. But if that's a worry for you, if you're concerned about bruising, then I would stay away from those things. You can take arnica. Arnica helps with bruising. You can do a gel with arnica. You can take it orally. That seems to help. I have some in office, so if you do bruise, I usually put some on you.
Isn't pineapple juice one too that they say that helps?
Pineapple juice, I believe so.
I
That
think
will
I've
help
heard
with numbing too.
Yeah,
Get you
or
numb.
anything acidic for numbing.
Yeah.
But I thought I heard pineapple juice helped with bruising, but I'll have to look into that actually.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've heard that.